came here to escape the noise of the city, to breathe in fresh air, to reconnect with nature. But the forest had other plans. For friends, laughing, setting up camp, unaware. They thought they were alone out here. They were wrong. The first night was quiet, too quiet. No wind, no rustling leaves, just an unnatural stillness. The kind that presses against your skin, makes your breath feel heavier. But they ignored it. The fire was warm, their laughter filled the air. Then, little things started happening. One of them heard soft whispers carried by the wind, too faint to understand, but too clear to ignore. Another woke up to find her tent zipper open, but she was sure she had closed it before sleeping. A third found strange symbols carved into a nearby tree, deep and jagged, as if done in a hurry, or in desperation. None of it made sense, but still, they brushed it off. Probably just the wind, they told themselves. But the forest was listening, and it was waiting. The second night, the forest grew bolder. The trees seemed closer than before, their branches stretching overhead, blocking out the sky. The fire wouldn't stay lit, no matter how much wood they threw in. Shadows moved where no one stood. And then came the footprints, bare footprints in the dirt, circling the camp. Too small for a man, too large for a child. They led to the tents, but never away. One of them, Emma, swore she saw something standing between the trees. Tall, thin, motionless, watching. But the moment she turned her flashlight toward, it was gone. Still, they stayed. They had each other, and the sun would rise soon. But by morning, the footprints were still there, fresh. They had enough. The forest was playing games, and they didn't want to stay to find out why. They rushed to their car, shoving their gear into the trunk, desperate to leave. But when Jake turned the key, the engine wouldn't start. He popped the hood. What he found was impossible. The wires had been cut. The battery was missing. The tires, flattened, slashed, ... Something or someone wanted them to stay. And so, they had no choice. One last night, the air was colder. The silence was deafening. Even the crickets had stopped singing. Then, the screams began. Emma was gone. They heard her voice, distant, echoing from the trees, screaming their names, begging for help. But when they ran toward the sound, the forest twisted around them, the trees shifting, closing in. Then silence. No footsteps, no Emma, just the empty blackness between the trees. And then, one by one, they disappeared. Jake was next. A rustling sound, a sharp gasp, then nothing. Olivia tried to run, but the shadows swallowed her whole. By morning, only Sam remained, trembling, eyes wide, clinging to what little sanity he had left. But the forest does not leave witnesses. His final words, carved into a tree before he vanished.
Don't follow the voices.
The next day, another group of campers arrived. They expected to find an empty clearing. Instead, they found the tents, untouched. The campfire, nothing but ashes, and blood everywhere. So much blood, but no bodies. And in the middle of it all, scratched into the dirt, a single word: next.
The forest is still waiting. Will you be next?